Hey, I want to get really to this Nclex question. And I had it on my mind, about this sometime this past week or last week. Hey, I wouldn't mind interviewing a Nclex question. And you kind of alluded to that you develop content for the Nclex. Can you explain your job title?
So not for the exam itself. I work for a prep software company, and it's a pretty popular one with the students. I told you, I'm just not going to mention them because I don't know what permissions I have to talk about their business, but it's pretty well known and popular. And I write OB, newborn, postpartum test questions for that prep software. So it's a system that helps students practice their knowledge, so what they've learned in nursing school, and also practice taking Nclex style questions, which are changing to be harder. I have some training coming up on that. So I write those types of questions for them, and then they put it to the students. You purchase a certain length of time that you want to access that software, and they create the environment exactly like Nclex is. So students are practicing how to answer those types of questions and testing their knowledge. So it's questions and then the explanations. So we do lots of re-explaining, like for remediation. We use lots of images, tables, things to help students revisit that content when they need to.
Okay, then.
So when you're writing the questions, sorry, Barry, are you writing them in a way to, I know you're trying to get some critical thinking out, but is it in a way to like trip the students up a little bit or just make them really think harder? Because I feel like, especially with CRNA exam, I feel like it's so many questions are meant to kind of trip you up. I don't even remember my Nclex exam, but is that, from someone who writes the questions, is that the goal, or tell us more about that?
Definitely not the goal. And actually, testing strategies. I did testing strategies in my undergraduate class, which we're actually in data for right now. And that's one of the things I tell them the first day I do that. I said, hey, I can only help you if you trust me and trust the process. I'm simply asking whether or not you are able to apply the things that you've learned in class and what you studied. So if something's tricky, I'll give you an example. If something is tricky in a question, it's because it's probably tricky in real life. So we talk about different reasons why a woman may bleed during pregnancy, and some of them are more benign, and some of them are definitely emergencies. So a student's ability to recognize the emergency when readily is important to the health of mom and baby, and maybe even their life. So we're not that content. Yes, I know it's confusing that there's several types of bleeding that a woman may have, but that's real life of having a woman come in bleeding and having to weed out, hey, what's the benign stuff from the things that I need to act on right now? Yes. So the answer is no, but the way that it may show up in real life, if it's tricky in real life, that's going to come across in the question, because our goal is to mimic bedside practice as best as we can.
Okay.
Yes, I think the common theme, of course, for any exam in this field, when you're a student sitting there taking it, it's just like, oh, they're trying to trip me up. But yes, and I know exactly what you mean.
The area that comes up the most with that, so we work really hard with them on taking priority questions. So like when all the answers are correct, there's a best answer. And then multiple responses, which they hate, the select all that apply. And there's strategies for those things that we go over with them. And then they still get them wrong and say, well, what happened? Did you apply what I told you? Well, no, because I just feel like a select all apply has 3 right answers, no matter what. So you mark something that you were positive was absolutely wrong just to get 3 right answers on your select all. Like, I can't help you with that. Apply the strategies for them to work.
Got it.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you're interested in listening to the full episode, the link is in the description. We are currently streaming on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified for the future episode. Last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend.